There is, however, one more requisite word on the state of able tonight, and it returns us to the whole working premise of our delivery machine. Namely, make LRH social betterment technology available to those best positioned to employ that tech, then let them run with it to repair their own cultures. That they may or may not be Scientologists is beside the point. They know the local choreography, they know the key contacts, and even more importantly, they wouldn't be reaching for the tech if they weren't intimately familiar with the problem that tech was designed to handle. In that regard, here's a story of what it means to bring everyone on our org board, and so extend LRH Tech for cultural salvage to the literal ends of the earth.
Nepal. It's the birthplace of the Buddha and sacred ground for the last 5,000 years. But wedged between the Golden Triangle and the Golden Crescent, it's also now a free-flowing heroin pipeline. While caught in the backwash are Nepalese addicts, 150,000 and growing. And that's not just bad karma, it's an epidemic. But rescuing addicts and leading the way to a drug-free nation is Narconon Nepal, headed by Basanta Raj Kunwar. As a senior officer with the Kathmandu Police Department, Basanta long witnessed addicts treated as criminals without even a pretense of rehabilitation. Determined to find a better way, he retired from the force and, along with his wife Pusa, opened a drug rehab. They called it Pratigya, meaning commitment. But without any real rehabilitation tech, most wound up back on the streets. Then Basanta found Narconon.
I was trying to help a drug addict with different methods, but I was not successful. When I came to know about Alan Howard's technology, I thought this is a remedy. By the help of this technology, I can help people. So I started Narconon Nepal.
Basanta immediately dispatched Pusa and another staff member for training and apprenticeship at the nearest Narconon, 6,000 miles away in Melbourne, Australia. Meanwhile, armed only with copies of Narconon's drug education booklets, they began the prevention side of the Narconon equation. With more and more young people strung out on the streets, Basanta's strategy was all about reaching kids in big numbers. And to do just that, he called on his fellow cops to line up schools across their respective districts. And so it rolled out, with Narconon Drug Ed to 300 in the Banglung District School, another 375 at Kathmandu's Y School, and 500 more on the Parasar campus in Daumali. While to keep the drug-free message coming at their classmates, Basanta also left behind student-run Narconon clubs. And so it was, within the first 12 months, the Narconon Nepal team hit 50 school campuses and community centers, reaching upwards of 150,000 at-risk kids. With their trainees returned and on post, Basanta and crew began delivery of the rehab component of the Narconon program. The original Pratigya building, the one they called the Red House, was reserved for drug-free withdrawal. It was here addicts kicked alcohol, opium, and heroin habits with a regimen of vitamins, assists, and the full battery of therapeutic TRs. Then it was on to the sauna and the purification program, housed in its own building on the Pratigya compound. From there, they moved on to the course rooms in the White House, where those who once shot up in the Tamil district now made their way through ups and downs in life. While for those who had ransacked apartments in Pokhara to feed their habits, it was personal values and integrity. And for the dealers who formerly hustled along the Bagmati River, it was tools for a stable future with the changing conditions in life course. That the first graduation was televised to more than 2 million was testament to the fact that Nepal had never seen recovery like this. The ceremony even concluded with a formal Nepalese prayer that the grads remain drug-free. More than that, here was the beginning of even greater rehabilitation, as many of those grads signed on as Narconon Nepal staff. Some becoming intake counselors, manning the Narconon hotline, fielding calls from mothers and others with family and friends who were hooked. Still more forming the 30-person complement of drug education specialists, now rolling out in the Narconon Nepal fleet. And finally, to meet the demand, with Basanta next acquiring the Yellow House, thereby boosting Narconon Nepal delivery power to 100 students at a time.
When the first student was graduated, I was really excited by the success. We had gotten very good results so far, but I wanted to take it to the next level to reach the whole country.
So, to pull the pin on national implementation, Basanta began by bringing the tech to the front lines of the Nepalese drug war. The cops and soldiers who had no idea why anyone got hooked in the first place. He started with 300 cadets at the police academy in the Maharajgunj district of Kathmandu. Then at Garipati Military Academy, it was drug ed to 300 in the Officer Training Corps. And finally, the rank and file at Shivapuri Military Academy, where General Ram Bahadur Gurung himself attended, and thereafter ordered Narconon's drug ed officially on the curriculum. While to reach all the rest, Basanta embarked on a no-holds-barred media blitz. He hit the airwaves from Radio Nepal to Classic FM, and then Sakamata Radio. In all, more than 300,000 dialed in. While at the same time, it was a parade of articles in the Nepal Samachar Patra and every other major daily, with a total readership upwards of 3 million. But Basanta was just getting warmed up, for he next launched Narconon's own 30-minute Say No to Drugs television show. Hosted by Nepalese television icon Santosh Panta, it was the Narconon story, as told by the graduates themselves. And with sponsorship from the landmark Soalti Crown Plaza Hotel in Kathmandu, it was soon airing twice weekly to an audience of more than 6 million. Then, with drug education to 430,000 Nepalese kids, leaving whole campuses categorically drug-free, while district police reported drug-related crime at an all-time low, and not a single new addict on the books, it was next receiving official endorsement from the Deputy Speaker of the Nepalese Parliament, the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Defense, and the Ministry of Home Affairs, with a drug-free future for Nepal now in the hands of Narconon.
Being as a Member of Parliament or my Minister of Health, I very much acknowledge it, and I think this is the needed program for the country, for the nation also.
Narconon Nepal is saving life. It is showing the direction, the right direction for prosperous Nepal. It is absolutely saving lives.
I have seen very good results, very good improvements, and even I have seen now the parents who had tears in their eyes have now a smile on their lips.
I would like to give thanks to Mr. Harvard because really he is a father of life. Nowadays, after applying this Narconon formula, our school is totally free from drugs.
He dedicated all his life for the service of the people and service of those people that those have been discarded from the society. Yeah. In my opinion, he seems to be Messiah.
I assure all of you, one day the South Asia, whole the South Asia will be benefited by Narconon Nepal. I assure that, because my life is devoted for this cause.
And that's how one dedicated individual, working under the banner of Narconon, put in place the means to rescue his people from addiction and started an entire nation on the path to a drug-free future.